Hey guys, welcome to the show today. Coming on for just a quick episode to just reflect. This episode is as much for myself, something I need to remind myself regularly as it is for you guys. And that key question is, are you holding yourself back? Now, in the past, and I'm still not perfect with it, have been very quick to point a finger or make excuses or give reasons why I wasn't where I wanted to be or where I felt I should be. And really, this comes down to accountability. This comes down to making sure that you're doing everything you can to get to where you want to be. Now, there's been times where I thought I was trying hard and I realized I could try harder. There's been times where, I thought I wasn't the bottleneck. I thought I was the solution, the leader, the one making things happen. When in reality, I was probably the one holding us back. I was slowing us down. I've seen this saw this a lot in business early on, especially as I added team members that I just thought everything was going to be so clear for them. And I said, this is just how I've always done it. So you should do it the same way and understand it the same way. And in reality, my lack of organization, my lack of leadership led to many problems. And the summary of this episode and a few things that I just want to talk to you guys about is own it. Make sure that you're owning whatever you're doing, small tasks, big tasks, whatever your goals are. You have to own it and take full responsibility of that goal. Let's say it's a health goal. Let's say it's a weight loss goal. Then you need to own that goal, put it down in writing, make sure that you're doing everything you can to make that happen. It's not a friend's fault. It's not a spouse's fault. It's not football season's fault. It's not going out for drinks. There's a lot of weddings going on. There's a lot of things going on. You can blame all these outside things, but internally you have to look yourself in the mirror and just own it. You have to keep a promise to yourself and do whatever you can to follow through on that promise. So make sure you're owning it. Number two, make sure that you're reflecting. Where can you improve? Where can you grow? Ask yourself those tough questions. This is something I started doing recently, and I think is a great way to take a little more ownership in what you're doing. Is ask yourself the tough questions of, am I really trying as hard as I can? There's been plenty of times I thought that. And when I get around people, when I level up my circle and get around people who stretch me and grow me, I find out, I'm really not doing as much as I thought I was, or I thought I was working hard in this area. But when you're surrounding yourself around people that stretch you and grow you, then you find out quickly that, wow, I could be working harder. I can be, thinking differently about it. And it's not just about working harder. When I say ask the tough questions, it's yes, am I working hard enough? But another question to ask is, am I missing something? Do I have blind spots? Is there something getting in my way that I'm not seeing? How can I think about this problem differently? How can I think of this from their point of view? If you're, struggling in a rocky patch with a spouse or a friend or a family member, like what am I missing? Those types of questions can remove us from the situation, take a bigger viewpoint from it, and really kind of hone in on, okay, where's my fault in this situation? Because rarely is communication issues or any of those issues, any kind of problems like that, rarely are they one-sided. And I can say never are they one-sided. Communication is a two-way street. So make sure you're looking at where you're contributing to that, both positively and negatively. And that involves you to ask some of those tough questions. Last point I want to talk about today is just make sure that you're reflecting, you're thinking, you're mindful, you're doing things like, if meditation works for you, prayer, journaling, some of those other things we've talked about in so many different episodes that so many great guests have come on and said that they use regularly, things that I've adopted, habits like that, because this mindfulness practice, this reflection practice, these things go a long way in seeing the big picture and making sure that you're not missing something, that you're not missing the forest through the trees, or to be honest, I'm not even sure how that analogy goes, but I get the picture of it. Make sure you're not getting focused on the small details, the insignificant details, especially too, the things that are screaming loudly. And the only way to do that is to be mindful, be grateful, have some kind of way to reflect and redirect your action. I know for myself, and I know for a lot of guys I talk to, when you're in the middle of something and you're in the middle of a fight or a disagreement or a struggle, or your results aren't where you want to be and you're frustrated. I get it. I've been there, but it's easy to start pointing the finger, start looking elsewhere for answers, start saying, if only I had more money to throw at this. If only I had more time to do this. I just don't have the time to even do this. Or if only I had, they're so fortunate they're in this situation. They got lucky and hit this big break. All those things are just lies we're telling ourselves to avoid pointing the finger at ourselves where it really belongs. And I know this has been the case time and time for me as a leader, as a business owner, as a coach, in all these roles, that it always points back to me. And that's a freeing thing, and it's a scary thing all at the same time. So own that. Make sure that you're owning it, taking ownership, take accountability, ask the tough questions, and make sure that you're continuing to reflect, find some kind of reflection, quiet practice to really gain a clear perspective on what's going on. Guys, I know this will be helpful if you can apply it. I know, like, these things, like a lot of topics we talk about, it's so easy to listen to them in theory and listen to them on a show. Maybe you're on a commute or you're taking a walk and it's like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. But these are things that you need to practice regularly. You need to put the habits in place. They're too important to, just say, oh, that all sounds great. But then when you actually get in it, you got to practice these things. You got to be a man of action. And that's what's going to help take you to the next level. So I know this will be helpful if you guys can apply it, take it and run with it. Like I mentioned earlier this week, I would love to hear from you guys. I don't know who's out there listening. I can see the numbers. I can't see anything else though. I don't know who's listening to the show. I know there's listeners. I know there's regular listeners, and I'm thankful for every one of you because I see the numbers that you guys are consistently tuning in, and can see that we're picking up some new people as well. But I would love to hear from you guys. I have my email linked in the show notes and my Instagram handle. Would love it if you guys can reach out on one of those places and just let me know what you think of the show. Let me know, even if it's, hey, I'm listening. I appreciate it, because I'm putting a lot of time into it and I love doing it, because I know there are some people getting help from it, because I see the people consistently tuning in. But I would love to hear from you specifically. If you are one of those people, the consistent listeners, I'm so grateful for you guys. If you guys are new to the show, I would still love to hear that you're listening, what you found helpful, what you can apply from it, and what you want to see more of. So whatever feedback you guys have, would love to hear it, because I would love to connect a name, connect a face with the listener as well. Because I just see numbers, and numbers are great, but doesn't help with the connection that I'm hoping that can make with you guys. So please reach out. Let me know you're listening. If you guys are looking for more helpful resources, I have a great one in the show notes as well. It's the High Performance Health Starter Kit. This is what I put together of the 5 foundations of health to help you look, feel, and perform your best. So this talks about mindset, fitness, nutrition, stress, and sleep habits, the big 5 that tend to see in the places I start for all my coaching clients to work through. And there's some actionable strategies in there. So go ahead and download that. It's free. There's some actionable resources you guys can take and run with that as well. So as always, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you listening in. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for investing in yourself. And I will talk to you guys soon.